Hi everyone, this is Nathan with the eBookreader.com. For this video review, I'm going to give you guys a look at the Apple iPad 3. So it's pretty much exactly the same as the iPad 2 from a hardware perspective. It's just a hair bigger and a hair heavier, but you don't really notice it at all. It's still got the same back and the same, everything's pretty much the same here. We've got an improved camera on the back, so it's 5 megapixel camera now. We've got this is the power button up here, headphone jack, there's a microphone. We got a volume slider over here, and you can set this button over here to mute or lock the orientation. And then down here we got the speaker on the corner, and we've got the connector right there. So obviously still no USB ports or no memory card slot. So that's one thing you got to keep in mind when choosing a model. This is the 16 gigabyte model, and I have literally no content on this thing yet, and I've already used 5 gigabytes of space, so I'm already down to 8.8 gigabytes. Apps take up a lot of space, you'll find, with the new iPad here, because of the Retina display, the high resolution. The apps seem to take up some more space. Like I got Mass Effect on here, that's 1.2 gigabytes. So I'm already down to 8.8 gigabytes, and I have no music, no photos, nothing on here. So that's definitely one thing you're going to want to keep in mind as far as the memory configuration. One thing that's cool though is you got the iCloud, so you can actually upload content, for music. You can stream it from there. You can upload your content to other stuff as well, like I use Dropbox. So that's one way you can use the cloud for extra storage. Okay, so this is a look at the pre-installed apps. Basically, all these are pre-installed apps except for what I've got down here. These are all the ones with the X next to them. This is how you remove apps. These ones I've added, but all these other ones are basic apps that it comes with. I'm really not going to go into a lot of detail with these apps, because you can go to Apple's website and watch video tutorials of all these basically in action. So you got the calendar, notes, and there's this reminders for checklists on there. We've got the maps, of course. Here we've got YouTube videos, so you can watch all your YouTube on here. Obviously you can add other videos. So what thing I'm going to talk about right now, I guess, let's go ahead and show you the gestures. I really like the gestures on the iPad. So you got the 4 gestures, the 4 fingers slide up, and you get the recent apps. All your recent apps are right here. You can jump back to them. And then you've also got the brightness adjuster right here. One thing about the brightness on this one, it goes super dark, so I really like that for nighttime reading. And then we've also got the volume right here. So you just slide that back down. So if you have an app open, you can slide through the apps like this. With 4 fingers, you can just slide through your apps. You can go back to the home screen by pinching these 4 together, or your 5 fingers together, and it just takes you back to the home screen. You can shrink that thing all the way down. So as far as multitasking go, I do like how that works. And then if it's whatever previous app you had opened, so you can sort of line them up how you want and then go back to the home screen. Obviously you can use your home button too, and if you hit that twice, you also get your recent apps. So that's kind of a look at the gestures, and you've also got the notifications up here. So let me go ahead and show you the web browser. I've got this written review here for some additional information as well. You can check that out on the eBookreader.com. I'm also going to add some tutorials and some comparison videos between this and the Kindle Fire, for instance. I'll be posting those soon, but right now I've just sort of got the base review written up, and I'll be adding more to it later. I'm really liking the iPad's web browser. We've got the reader right here, so if you just want to pop up the text, it also includes the images too. So it's kind of a really nice, clean way of reading. And you've also got the font size adjustments right here. So I kind of like, I'm really starting to get on board with the Safari web browser here. I didn't used to care for it much, but we've also got all the new features, and since the iPad 1 has been updated, and it's got some new features, and I like it. We've got the tabs, and of course you can actually have a bookmarks bar and everything. And get your bookmarks up here. So you can do the copy and paste, of course. Define. So that's pretty cool, actually. Pops up a little dictionary right there. Obviously, if you hold down, you get the option. You can see what the URL is. You can add it to your reading list. So up there. So this is kind of cool web browser, actually. And then obviously you've got the auto rotate, and like I said, you've got the reader as well, so it goes in this way as well. So the main problem with the web browser is, of course, that it doesn't support Flash. It never has, never will. So you're not going to be able to watch Flash videos with the web browser. YouTube videos, those will work. A lot of websites have accommodated for the iPad since it's so popular. So a lot of places actually do have video that supports the iPad now, but still doesn't support Flash, never will, never has. So that's one thing you got to keep in mind with the iPad versus other tablets. Okay, so with the high resolution screen here, I really like e-reading on the iPad now. I didn't really care for it on the older iPads because the text was kind of fuzzy. It doesn't bother most people, but for some reason it really annoyed me, so I never really got into reading on the iPad. But now that the text is super crisp and clear, I really don't know how it's going to show up on the camera here, but in person, I mean, everything is just as super crisp and clear as can be. There's like no pixelization whatsoever, so it's really a better reading experience in my opinion, and just everything is just clear that way. Okay, so obviously we've still got all the features here. I did an iBooks review like a couple of years ago when the iPad originally came out. We still got basically the same amount of features, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail as far as this goes or anything. But the iBooks does support PDF books now, and you can have these other kind of books with, you know, they got video in them. So that's kind of a cool thing, the way ebooks are going. You're going to be able to have video and audio embedded into them. So that's just sort of one thing that you have advantage with now.
In the 1940s, jazz and blues began to merge, forming a new kind of music. A Billboard step.
And then also, of course, we've got comics. So I just picked out a random comic yesterday. This one isn't even optimized for the Retina display, and it still looks great as far as the colors and the text. So I think that those text bubbles would be too small to read on the iPad 1. Like the text would be okay a little bit, but I bet you it'd be too fuzzy to read. Right here on this one is super crisp and clear, even though it hasn't even been updated for the Retina display yet. This particular comic hasn't. So the new higher resolution display is especially noticeable with smaller text like this. So if you like reading with small text, that's definitely an advantage. If you like the bigger text, it's probably not going to be as noticeable, but if you like really small text like this, I mean, I loaded in the smallest text I could find on here, and you can't see any pixels at all. It's still super crisp and clear even when it's that tiny. So I'm really impressed with the new high resolution screen. I like it a lot. There is one downside with it. If you have your brightness turned all the way up like this and you're running some hardcore games or something for a couple hours, or you're doing a lot of intense stuff for like a couple hours, the back will get pretty darn hot. It does get uncomfortably hot for me. I have to like switch the iPad rotation the other way around so that the heat is on this side and I don't touch it so much. But if you're just using it for regular use, and I usually have the brightness turned down about halfway usually, it just gets a little warm on back. I haven't really had any problems that way, but it can get a little hot if you're running some games and stuff. So like I downloaded Mass Effect since it's been updated for the high resolution display. I wanted to see how good it looked on here, and it does. It looks great.
Select your target. Align your reticule with the target control. Concentrate random.
Okay, so another app that shows off the display pretty well, the photo app here. You can go in and check out these photos here. They look great actually on the old iPad too, so but even on the newer one they're even a little more detailed. Okay, so we've got the newsstand on here. You can go ahead and download your newspapers and magazines. They'll load up right here. This is the daily. You can get this, obviously it's for free. You can go in and get this every day. We've got the different sections. This is specifically laid out for the iPad, as you can see. It's got a nice layout. It's even got ads, just like a real magazine. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this review. I don't really know what to show because I don't want to give individual reviews of all the apps. I mean, Apple has all their apps already detailed in video tours, and I don't want to really just give reviews of the app. So I just wanted to show you a quick look at the iPad 3, basically how the apps that comes with it, some of the things it can do with the gestures and how it operates. I'm also going to be posting some comparisons between it and the Asus Transformer and the Kindle Fire, so check those out soon. Thank you for watching.